An emergency declaration in place at Benton Middle School after being damaged by storms last month. Good evening, I'm Dan Jovic.
And I'm Jackie Jovic. NBC6's Zyneria Bird joins us now from Studio Control to share the latest on the repairs, because education matters. Zy?
Well, Dan and Jackie, now the school is in the very beginning stages of the repairs, and the price tag is actually $1.3 million. The Budget Parish School Board is now accepting bids for contractors to make those emergency storm repairs. The repairs will be made to the school's A wing and a part of the roof in the school's common area.
But everybody has been so helpful, and they've just pulled together, and I just think that it's made them even stronger there at Benton Middle School. Not to mention knowing that the community supports them like they do. If there's ever a silver lining to, a disaster like this, then that certainly is it.
Construction will begin in March and is expected to be finished by the end of July, just in time for the new school year. And I also spoke with the principal, who says that there has been overwhelmingly support from the community. And coming up, you'll hear more about that in the 6 p.m. show. Back to you.
All right, thank you very much, Zyneria. Texas Department of Transportation crews pre-treated bridges across the area this morning ahead of dropping temperatures. The salt water mixes with any moisture on the road to prevent freezing. Crews will be working throughout this evening and tonight, keeping a close watch on weather conditions.
Before anybody heads out in the morning, just check the weather conditions, see if it's below freezing. Always be careful when you're crossing bridges and overpasses, because there is a possibility water could be left from the rains, could freeze on the roadways.
And if you're traveling west across North Texas, you're encouraged to check road conditions. You can find a link on our website, arklaTexHomepage.com.
Well, a Shreveport lawyer turned himself into the Caddo Sheriff's Office after warrants for his arrest were issued. According to the Sheriff's Office, 32-year-old Zachary Moffitt was booked into Caddo Correctional on January the 28th, but was released on bond the same day on theft charges. Victims reported they paid for Moffitt's services, but Moffitt never filed any paperwork in either case and then cut off communication to both victims.
And Shreveport police are asking for help finding a missing woman who may be mentally delayed. 19-year-old LaCynthia Hamilton was last seen by her family on January 31st. She's 5 foot 8 inches tall and weighs about 135 pounds. She was last seen wearing a black shirt, black jeans, and a black leather jacket. If you have any information on where she may be, contact the number on your screen.
Money matters. Louisiana legalized industrial hemp back in 2019. City of Shreveport is thinking about the economic opportunities by bringing jobs involving hemp to our city. But some local farmers say there are other issues. NBC6's Jay Jackson has more.
Hemp is a weed, and it's kind of the cousin of marijuana, but has low THC.
It's a billion-dollar industry. Versa Clark is partnering on a venture focusing on the processing of the crop. They're seeking a license for industrial processing with Shreveport in mind.
With a different technology, can extract fibers, which I know is the business that Mr. Clark and Mr. Siscon are looking at.
City officials say the area in and around Shreveport is ripe for farming.
For the farmers, we're going to be there for them when they harvest their crop in order to take it further on up the line.
But a lot of small farmers feel the legislation isn't conducive. Michael Billings is a local farmer who says all of the risk of farming hemp are placed on them.
They can't grow a plant that has more than 0.37% THC, and they can't test that plant until right before they harvest. If they do test higher than 0.3%, they have to burn the crop. They're not even allowed to use it for fiber, and their insurance won't cover the loss of the crop.
Billings says hemp costs between $4,000 to $7,000 an acre to grow, and manufacturers ultimately control what compounds are pulled out of the plant.
The legislation should be focused on the manufacturer, not the farmer.
The city also knows the challenges which come with a new market.
Because it's economically risky. A lot of times crops fail, and what you need when you get any market started is for a lot of different businesses to get started in parallel to each other for it all to work.
Jade Jackson, NBC6 News.
Jade, thank you very much. City will be hosting an info session on March the 10th for anyone large or small to get a permit, as well as listening to the expertise of others who have grown hemp.
International headlines: the impeachment trial of President Donald Trump is over. The vote to remove the president from office failed earlier this afternoon.
What happens next, and how will the White House ultimately react? Steve Nanez has more.
It is therefore ordered and adjudged that the said Donald John Trump be, and he is hereby, acquitted of the charges in said articles.
After a months-long investigation and a 3-week-long trial, the Senate has voted to acquit President Donald Trump in just the third presidential impeachment trial in U.S. history. The Wednesday afternoon vote coming after a contentious, mostly partisan trial. Democratic House managers accusing the president of abuse of power and obstruction of Congress, saying he withheld aid from Ukraine in exchange for an investigation into former Vice President Joe Biden and his son.
When the president tries to coerce an ally to help him cheat in our elections and then covers it up, we must say enough.
The president and his legal team maintaining he did nothing wrong and that there was no grounds for removal.
We've never been in a situation like this in our history. We have an impeachment that is purely partisan and political.
The Senate rejected a Democratic-led effort to call witnesses and subpoena documents last Friday, setting the stage for the conclusion of the trial.
Mr. Romney, guilty.
The only Republican to break ranks with his party on the final vote, Senator Mitt Romney. The president did not mention impeachment in Tuesday's State of the Union address, but throughout the entire impeachment process, he and his closest supporters have maintained that the trial should come to a swift end. In Washington, I'm Steve Nannis reporting.
All right, Steve, thank you very much. Let's take a look at some of the stories coming up tonight on Texarkana's First News.
NBC6's Heather Wright joins us now live from our Texarkana newsroom with more. Heather?
Hey guys, coming up tonight on Texarkana First News, police in Magnolia, Arkansas investigating a double homicide. A Southwest Arkansas school district is closing because so many students have the flu. We'll tell you where. Plus, it's National Signing Day. We'll show you where students across East Texas and South Arkansas are pledging to go. Tune in tonight at 5:30 for those stories and more. That's on Texarkana First News on KSHB Channel 45. Dan, Jackie.
Such a big day for those kids and their families. All right, Heather, thank you so much. Coming up, deadly drug is being found in Louisiana for the first time.
One Ohio officer shares his encounter with the deadly drug ahead. Todd?
Well, Jack, we did see lots of rain late this morning, early this afternoon. That heavy rain has moved out, but we're left with lots of clouds, which will likely stick around through tomorrow. Details on a chilly Thursday in your forecast coming up next.